Fred, you need to go over there and apologize to Bob. He came in here all excited about his idea, and you just made him feel bad about himself.
Yeah.
We all love that 70s show, right? I'm sure I can say this for everyone watching this video. What about its actors? Well, let's discuss it today and see for ourselves what these fan-favorite actors feel about the show, especially Debra Jo Rupp and Kurtwood Smith. They're probably the oldest characters on the show, if I'm not wrong.
So I told her to get lost, and now she's in tears.
Well, what kind of crying is it? Is it like my life is over kind of crying, or?
Talk about longevity in front of our TV screens. Longevity plus the quality of their work, it's an absolute art. When they talk, you listen. And both talk about how the returning cast members, Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Topher Grace, Laura Prepon, and Wilmer Valderrama make them feel especially proud. Debra Jo Rupp and Kurtwood Smith are so happy for their former co-stars from that 70s show. Isn't that cute? If you didn't know, that 90s show is a spin-off of that 70s show on Netflix. People loved it so much the first time around that they just had to make another version of it. During the first episode of that 90s show, Rupp and Smith, who will play Kitty and Red Foreman in the new show, couldn't help but feel impressed. You must be wondering impressed by what, right? Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Laura Prepon, Wilmer Valderrama, and Topher Grace, they've all come a long way. Isn't that how your parents feel when you do something good in life? Rupp, who is 71 years old, said in an interview recently, "They're unbelievable people." Yeah, they are. And Smith, who is 79 years old, talked about how they've all done so well with their work and life. It's not because they're successful, but they're really good at their job. And what makes these two proud is that the duo was with these actors when they started out. And now look at them. They've made it all this way. Rupp and Smith sure do feel like they've played somewhat of a role in their influence. And when we talk about influence, we know it goes a long way. Influence is exactly what made Netflix produce that 90s show. We're all living proof of how good that 90s show was, and how its influence made Netflix work on that 90s show more than a decade later. Netflix said it would make a second season of the show in October 2021. It comes out years after that 70s show ended its 8-season run in 2006. Wait, that's like 15 years later. Mad? Some of us were still in our mom's lap back then. And look at us now, talking about the same show. After that 70s show, Glenn starred in a short-lived spin-off called That 80s Show. Fans had mixed reviews to give about it, which is understandable. In December, the network released a new trailer for the show. In the show, we'll see Kitty and Red's teenage daughter, Leah, who is played by Callie. She visits Wisconsin in the summer of 1995 and meets a group of outcasts who welcome her with open arms. The trailer also showed OGs Ashton, Mila, Wilmer, Topher, Laura, and Tommy Chong come back to the Point Place as a whole new generation moved into the same basement for their coming of age. In the month Netflix shared the trailer, we also got treated to more content. But it isn't what we were expecting. Netflix released some behind-the-scenes footage. In the behind-the-scenes content, Netflix showed Rupp getting emotional as she talked about how it feels to be back on the same set where the beloved sitcom began. You're not alone, Rupp. Trust me. For her, it was like as if time had rolled back over the years and everyone was together again. For the whole team, it was like a mini reunion every week. I admit, that is so cute, man. Rupp said the same thing when she talked to people about coming back to Point Place for the premiere on Thursday. For the senior actress, all of it was pretty cool. She had an interesting point of view on things. Even though she's experienced this before, it still excites her just as much. Also, let me know what you guys think of 10 episodes this time rather than the 20 or so episodes each season. For that 90s show cast, 10 episodes are ideal due to the fact that it's summer, so it does fit with a shorter time frame. Guess what else is ideal?
Think I might be a one-woman guy.
You hear that, Jackie? Fez is a one-woman guy.
Yeah, surprising, but true.
The fact that Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher are now a real-life couple. Yeah, they're husband and wife in the actual normal world we live in. Unexpected, right? Well, let me tell you this. We're not the only ones who found this unexpected. Smith and Rupp feel the exact same way. Denny Directo from Entertainment Tonight talked to the stars at the premiere in Los Angeles, and they talked about everyone getting back together for the new series and stepping back onto the old set. Rupp said that the same thing happened to everyone in the old cast. The cast calls themselves the Legacy Cast, and fair enough. There are just a lot of pictures and a lot of memories to go through and live back their old days through pictures and memorabilia. It does get a little too much sometimes when you're nostalgic, and I can testify to that for sure. But Smith felt like he was going home when he went back to the Foreman house. Smith also laughed when he heard that Kutcher and Kunis went from dating on-screen to being married and having 2 kids. Looks like they just took their on-screen dating a little too seriously. Especially Rupp. She also adores them both. She openly talked about how beautiful and kind they are as a couple. On the other hand, Smith was honest about how he felt. The senior actor admitted that he didn't expect anything, but now that it did happen, he wasn't surprised. Things eventually made sense to him, funnily. And since Rupp and Smith are pretty old, they've seen a lot and do analyze a lot of stuff. That's what they did this time too. They analyzed and broke down Mila's character. That 70s show ended in May 2006. And after all those years, Rupp said it took Kunis a while to get back into the voice and style of her character, Jackie. As per Debra, Mila had to go back and find Jackie, which is understandable. It's so different from who she is now that it took her a few tries to get back into the whole Jackie mode. Even the better actors go through such obstacles, so I guess it's pretty normal. Debra and Kurtwood, on the other hand, both agreed that they went back to their characters almost right away. There you go. Experience at its best. From Kurtwood's eyes, it wasn't such a big challenge. The great writers knew how each character talks, so it made things really doable for both Rupp and Smith. And while everyone fits back in their original character and whatnot, let's remember a few nostalgic things from the show. Even though the revival starts 15 years after the original series ended, Kitty's signature hairstyle hasn't changed one bit. In the trailer, Debra says, "Here comes Kitty," as Kitty's feathered wig is put on her head. Okay, I'm talking about Mila Kunis again, and no, I am not sorry at all about it. Debra talked about how Mila's first kiss was Ashton, and when she kissed him, she said to Debra that Ashton's cute. I guess that's kind of where it all started. It'll also be interesting to see how fans perceive Ashton and Mila. The reviews could either turn out very cute or very weird. But if you ask me, we won't even notice anything because these actors are so professional and good at what they do. And that's it. Are you excited about that 90s show? We'll see you in the next one.